Hi, Diana back. How's everyone? Hope you're doing well. Last time I spoke, made a video, it was a couple weeks ago, I believe, and I kept my notes here because I wanted to get back to some things, and I didn't want to forget, but I do want to keep going with this statement here. The facts that science give us do not support what science claims to have accomplished. And last time I was talking about it was the ISS people floating, and how that didn't make sense to me, because this is how the actual way you float in space or anywhere is on a zero-G plane. And I'm just going to go over this just quickly because I have some other things, but anyway, the zero-G plane goes up and over, makes a parabolic maneuver, and that's how they create this free-falling situation. So what I was saying was that this motion that creates that sensation and that free-falling is not the same as orbiting. And we're orbiting the sun, or if they were even orbiting the Earth, if there's such a thing as orbiting the Earth. And anytime I say that, I just want to be clear that I don't think we orbit the sun. The Earth doesn't orbit the sun. But just for argument's sake, this motion, doesn't equal this parabolic motion. So why would they be experiencing floating, or this lack of gravity on the ISS? So anyway, so what I wanted to talk about today, and I do want to get back to the speeds at which the solar system is moving, and landings on different planets and the moon, and how I don't think that's even possible according to science. Now, I don't think anybody's done that according to anybody. So anyway, just so I'm clear, whenever I talk about the solar system in general and the heliocentric model, I don't believe that exists. I'm just using it for to make a point about what science claims. So I wanted to talk about this first. Proving that they're saying that they prove, science says that they prove that the Earth is rotating, spinning at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. So I was saying last time about helicopter, using like a helicopter, because the helicopter can hover in one spot, whereas science claims to have proven, and maybe I'm behind the times, I don't know, but this is what I'm getting, that the Foucault's pendulum is proving that we are rotating. Now, I've looked at that, and I've watched scientists talk about it and do demonstrations with, showing the pendulum. They're showing this pendulum that hangs. There's a pendulum. What's that? The pendulum is suspended from something, though. It's got to be attached to something. That's why I feel like the helicopter would work better, but call me crazy. So you have this pendulum always swinging in the same direction as everything else turns, and I've seen this demonstration, and I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But what doesn't make sense to me is that they're putting this pendulum on Earth. Well, they say this is the Earth, this sphere, and I can see that working up here. Maybe if it's this is the axis and it's spinning this way or whatever way, and you've got this pendulum suspended from something I don't know, this something thing, you know, hanging from something thing doesn't work for me. But anyway, so, and I'll tell you why. But what bothers me is there are these pendulums, Foucault's, I wish that was a better word because it doesn't roll off my tongue very easily, but Foucault's pendulum. I mean, what happens if it's over here? I mean, if the Earth is spinning like that, what happens when this pendulum is over here? Because they're all over, you know, it's over here, it's over here, it's over here. I mean, like, how does it really operate? Maybe you can tell me, you know, so I know there's somebody out there who's going to tell me how that operates. But, you know, the Earth is spinning this way, but yet it works this way over here, and it works this way over here, and it works this way over here. I don't know. And the other thing about that, and I just want to bring this up, I mean, I'm not going to take this to any conclusion, but I'm just throwing it out there. This is a pendulum. And I know from experience, I've used it in divination, and it's susceptible to energy. I mean, if I hold it, of course, it's my energy. If it's held here, what energy is affecting it? So, I mean, just throwing it out there, this is what bothers me about pendulum. I don't know what forces are acting on it. Is it all just pure, you know, motion? So this brings me to, and it's another thing that may be a stretch for some people, but it makes me think of the I'll write it down because, and I'm going to put some information in the information section. Brings me to the double slit experiment. I don't know if you remember that or if you've ever heard of it, but the double split experiment You may not think this has anything to do with this and that, you know, Foucault's pendulum, but the double split experiment essentially says that reality is not objective, and that we do contribute to, you know, anything that's, you know, operates in the universe, basically. So I just wanted to mention that. So I think that possibly, you know, this Foucault's pendulum is somehow operating on not necessarily objectively, it's subjectively. I mean, like, is it possible that the energies that, you know, want to prove that the Earth is spinning with this pendulum are actually affecting the pendulum? Is that too much of a stretch? I really don't think so. I think there's a lot going on that that we can't see, of course. You know, all reality is not something that we see. It's something that we can't see. And so, like I said, with my experience with the pendulum itself, you know I can make this spin any way I want without, you know, trying, just holding it or asking it a question. You know, like, you know, many of you may have used it, and so it's not objective. Nothing is really objective. So anyway, I kind of like my helicopter. You know, maybe there's somebody behind the, you know, wheel that, so to speak, that's affecting that too. But it's something that's not attached to anything. You know, on the Earth. You know, like some sort of a you know, mechanism that's, you know, attached to this Earth that's spinning, because that's an attachment of sorts. Anyway, so I also wanted to mention briefly, because it came to my mind too, was that that Red Bull jump. That was Felix Bob Gardner or something like that. Anyway, so this is what I observed from that, and I just want you to go back to that and take a look. He's a couple things. First, the Earth. The camera's on the Earth, and he's standing here, and you can see this. Of course, it's a fisheye lens, and you see this Earth. But the Earth looks, and he's supposed to be like 20 miles high or 19 and a half miles high. And the Earth has some detail in it that it seems like it's not anywhere. I mean, not much different than in an airplane that I've been on. Let's say, or I've seen on the internet, or planes that are flying like 40,000 feet or 30,000, and it's just, I mean, a plane is like 7 miles high, something like that, 7 miles. He's almost 3 times higher, and it seems like the detail in the Earth is apparent there. It's not like and I explain it now. It's not a blur. It's pretty clear. There's detail. I can almost see the cows. Just making a joke, but then we have this. He's in the capsule, and he's sitting here, let's say, and you see the opening of the door, and you see the flat Earth in his view. But then you see this something like that spills down. I don't know if it was a liquid or a dust of some sort, or some material. At first I thought it was a liquid spray, but if you go to some of these videos where it's early on, before they tell them to walk up to the front, something shoots down there. And I was curious about that, because what would fall down from his capsule or the balloon? If it were a liquid, I mean, he's up there, and the temperatures, I believe, are something like -70 degrees or -95. But then of course that would be ice. But how did that water get up there? And if it's not water or ice, what is it? I mean, what showers down over his his capsule? That's what I want to know. Okay, so that's all I've got for today. I'm going to recap on this speeding bullet later. This universe flying, all over the place. But not right now, because I do want to make these short. And I'm just throwing some things out there for you to think about. And I do want to just add to the quest for truth. And I know science, or I believe science, has not been forthcoming. And I know that a lot of things are hidden. I believe they are. And so I just want to be a part of the uncovering of the truth. So thank you for making your videos as well. And I will be back. Okay, have a great day. Ow. My knees.